Okay, I'm here. I'm back. I'm coming back in. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to rotate this again. This is an interesting um, thing. I guess I'll get used to it, perhaps. Does that seem good? Is that the right height? What I had before? Something like that. Just not the right position yet, but it's just about the right height. There we go. That's about the same position. Yeah. Yeah, it looks okay, I guess. I know it's not horizontal, but it doesn't. You can't tell. It would look even less horizontal if I fixed it. So I'm not going to do it. Not going to change it. But anyway, I need to get power because I could be here for a while. So in goes power, and I'll put this drive back. Should have done this first for safety's sake, I think. It goes this way. Yes. Okay. It's number 2. This could be very easy to make a mistake with any of this stuff. Okay. So let's, we should be rendering, ideally to have an ability to render to a different drive, but we don't. So anyway, we don't do that. Let's get, what's this? This might be number 2. No? What's wrong? It's hanging, it's hanging up. Something is hanging up. Da Vinci is not running properly. It's running with an endless, beach ball. Yeah, Da Vinci has to be force quit again. Something's wrong. Let's start Da Vinci. Okay. Now, okay. What part is this? Oh, this is part 2. It is part 2. Is it? Okay. I don't have any way to tell. Okay. I never, here's part 2. This looks like part 1. Oh, you know what I want to do? I know what I'm trying to do. Here it is. Okay, yeah. 128, 612 should be the first one. Okay. They're not in order. This is part 2? Doesn't make any sense. That's not right. I don't get it. What's happening? What's happening here? It ends with 1921. They're all out of order. They're all out of order. 1942 can't come before 1921, but it does here. So this is wrong. It needs to start with 612. That's the first one. Oh no, wait, no it doesn't, wait a minute. Oh no, that's right, I started with the intro, that's right, so it's correct. It starts with the intro, then I have 612, so this is part one. Okay, so let's get part two set up again. Let's get this deleted. It's called part two. Let's make sure it's, oh, I don't know. We're gonna save it as a new name, that's all. So we're gonna select here, delete everything. What was the last one again? 21. Okay. We're gonna get 22. There it is, 22. And then we get 23. We've got the snap lock in place. 24. And 25 is lower down. There it is. 25. Twenty-six. 26, that's the last one. Okay, so it's a total of 138. That's the one, part two. So we've got to save it as right, just like that. Close. Does this have any upside down stuff? Yes, it has. Okay. Yeah, this is challenging. This is very challenging. We're in the middle of some real difficulties here. I'm not sure what went wrong either. There's part two right there. So, oh, I don't even know if part two had the upside down part done right. So we got to look into that. see it. That's got the introduction. That's got the introduction. It's not part 2. Yes, it is. Okay, so anyway, let me see if I can find the other part, okay? Quit. Let's try and do this. Let's try and find out, maybe we did have part 2 saved. And I just didn't export it yet, that's what I think. This is probably it right here. Yep, it's part 2. No, it's part 1. There we are, I got it here. Oh, okay, that's good. There we go. Can I rename it here? It's got the wrong name. Yeah. So, we're quitting it. I'm gonna restart. Okay. Push the forward part 2. This is it here. So, that's gotta be deleted. Right. Right, so we got all the parts now. Rename. Right. export it. Fuck off. Part 2, it's going to be called 3. Right. It's 138. Okay, it's part 2. Number 3. Good. Now I have a backup copy of it. DR. Okay. Good. Not bad. Now we want to re-render number 1. So our next job is to get that back. And render number 1 again. Yeah. It's important work, very important. But we've really been slowed down. So what am I doing? Let's go back to our pictures. Icons. Number 1. Number 3 is gone. Yeah. We've got to create number 3 now. So let's recreate number 3. We'll get there eventually, I think. I hope so. 3, save it as this. Call it part 3. Right? It's going to be saved as part 3. Alright. Now, let's edit this by changing. So we know we're starting with 27. Because the other one ended with 26, so we start with 27. Let's get the lock on. Lock on. 27. 28. Where's 29? Maybe there isn't any 29. I think there isn't any 29. We've got to find out if there is a 29 or not. No, there's no 29. We need 613. Which is this one. And that needs to be fixed with rotation. Fix the rotation. Good. Let's go back. Okay. Okay, after 613 we need now 30. That's going to be what? 146. That's right. Perfect. Must be right. Now we're going to save it. And we're done. Good. Now we're going to quit. Vinci. Restart. Going to get number 1 again this time. Now we should have the possibility to open number 3 if we want, which is good. So we'll finally have fixed everything. We'll have finally fixed everything. We really made a mess there. I don't know what happened. I made a mess. It was bad. There's 3, there's 2, there's 1. They're in order. That's good. That's excellent. We got them in order. We're doing fine. What we want to do now is look at, okay, part 1. Open that and see how this works. It sure opens fast. It's really impressive. Just render. So let's go to render, deliver. Oh, wait a minute, make sure in the edit window that we have the right side up for that clip, and it is. So I think that's good. We're perfect, as far as I know. We're not in trouble anymore, so we're going just render. We've got to go to the end, I guess. And it is 1:42. That's the right number, right? For part 1. Yep. 1 hour 42 minutes. So now I'm ready to render. I got to cancel this job. Let's go here. Let's go to YouTube 720. So maybe the custom settings, yeah, maybe it was set for very high. I don't know. I don't know what it was set for. Now it's YouTube. Add to render queue. It doesn't know what the render queue is. Well, we can tell it. Here it is. Right here. And there. Right? And that's it. So it's going to render it there. Ready to go. It's added it to the render queue. And start render. It says 23 minutes. It's going up to 27, it's going up towards 30. So that's pretty much the same response we had the first time. It's working the same as it did. So it probably means it's working. But the first time we rendered it, we got some enormous number. Maybe we needed to restart DaVinci and didn't do it, or something was done wrong. So we're going to let that render. We got the other something rendering in the other room, where we got it compressing part 2. We're compressing part 2 right now. So we can do this over a period of days, I guess. We don't have to release it all at once. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be exciting. I just thought of something funny again, but it's obviously it's just very personal stuff that's so funny. It's nothing that I can share. It's too personal. Oh my, I want to laugh some more, but I want to work here on something. What do I want to work on? What do we want to work on now? I mean, we can't render and do other stuff at the same time, so we have to just let it render. I guess I want to go back. It's warmer in here, but it's still pretty cold. So I could just go back to the other room and start and do something out there on that computer. This computer still runs well. It's got more memory actually than that one out there, but it just doesn't have more video memory. It has less video memory. That's one of the differences. Yeah, so if we can put this here. Yeah, that looks okay. No, but I can't get that foot down yet. Is it down? No. Wait, is it touching? Yeah, it is. Good. Perfect. Okay, so let's get back. Can you see me? Sort of. Yeah. I think I need to adjust this again just a little here. Get some more height on that so you can see me. I need to tighten this? Oh yeah, I need to tighten that. Okay, so that looks better. We're still running. There we are. Okay, so I'm running here. Oh, look at this. 7 minutes left. That's good. Was I out there 30, or it said it was going to take 44 minutes or something? Was I out there 37 minutes? Just now? What time is it now? What time did we start? Do we know what time we started? Let's find out. It's 21:31. Let's look at our new file. Here it is, here. 9:02 it was created. That's only 30 minutes ago. That makes more sense. So it's sped up a bit, apparently. No, 44, 37. Yeah, right. Should be. It's going well. This is it here. We're looking at it. So I'm learning a lot. That's the thing. But I'm making dozens of weird mistakes all the time that I'm doing this, which is due partly because I'm trying to make a movie while I'm doing it, I think. I have to attribute that because we never do things, we never do things the same when we're with different people. It's just, you're going to do things differently. And right now I'm with, I don't know who I'm with, right? Because it depends who watches. So, but whoever it is going to be that I'm with, they're affecting what I'm doing, and Jehovah knows that. So that's what I believe. It's really true. That's how things are affect each other. That's how they're linked together, connected across the space-time continuum. Space-time is an interesting topic, but I haven't thought about that for a while. We're down to 5 minutes approximately. Coming down to check this out and see how it works. Meanwhile, I'm rendering part 1 out there, and I don't even have part 1 in here to compress it. So, because it's just, I do have it. I do have it. It's just too large, right? The file is too big. It doesn't make any sense why it would be that big. But I don't have part 1 in here because you know what? I never copied it over because it was too big. I don't have part 1 out here. I don't want it because it's too large. There's something wrong. It was way 10 times bigger than it should have been. Something was wrong with the render. Either it was rendered in the wrong format, or it was, something was done wrong. Remember the first render failed, and then I redid it. But when I redid it, I may not have set the format at all on the delivery, so I had to restart the system. Maybe I didn't select YouTube when I went to render or something. That's possible. So I didn't select the same parameters. Something was different. It made a file that was 10 times bigger than I would have wanted it. But I mean, it doesn't make any sense. There's no format that would render an hour and 42 minutes at 87 gigabytes. That's just ridiculous. No, there's no format that I know of. So something went very wrong. I don't know. So it may render again as a large size. But if it does, we'll try and use that maybe if we have to. We'll use that size. But I want to get an introduction here. And I can't really do an introduction if I don't know that I'm going to get through the whole series. So maybe I'll have to start with part 2 and end with part 1. Maybe that's the reason why Jehovah's having us do that. Maybe he doesn't want us to give an introduction to this series until we can get the whole series. It could be, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 movies, 15 movies in this series. We're down to 2 minutes and something. We're down to, we're still at 2 minutes because we were actually we were at almost 3 minutes when I said 2 minutes. Right now we're at 1 minute and something, but it's close to 2 minutes. We're very close to being done though, so it's going to happen before we really are ready for it. That's why I'm trying to get ready for it in advance before it happens, so I'll be ready because it's going to be exciting. I don't know if it's going to work, first of all. We need to know if it's high enough quality, if it's small enough. We're converting a file that is 7.6 gigabytes, and we're hopefully going to get it down to, 500 megabytes? I don't know. 600? Something, hopefully. It's smaller than a gigabyte. By a lot, hopefully. But, we might be sacrificing quality, but it's more of an audio anyway. It's not really a video. There's nothing video about it. Just a question of whether it's high enough quality. It doesn't even have to be 720p, but it could be smaller. As a video format, I could have selected something smaller than I could have selected 480p. But I think 720p is a good thing. Is a good 40 seconds left. I think 720p is a good mid-range resolution to select, so that it can be played in the future, maybe, and it can be played, but it can be played now on YouTube, and it can be uploaded quickly on YouTube. 18, 17, 16 seconds remain. Again. Yes. Go ahead. Done. It looks good. Okay, it's now 13:05, or just an hour after midday. Constant quality 31. August 7th. Constant quality 31. What I'm using. So. It scrubs, so it's good. They're, teachers, and they're not Christian, but those people for a moment here so I don't lose this. So crying, they say it's tears of joy, but it's really tears of... That's it, we got it. So how does it look? Because you're saying goodbye to that old personality that you had before, and that's why the tears come, and you're accepting a new, better personality. It's 289 megabytes. So that quality is definitely pretty low. It's a low quality, right? But it will upload quickly. That's the thing. And it won't take up YouTube servers. Probably has an algorithm to calculate it, so it doesn't need to have a little, stored memory with all the dates in there. That's not the way it does it. I just realized that now. I thought it used to. I used to think it had all the dates stored, all the days stored in there somewhere, which wouldn't really take a lot of memory. It could do it that way because it's only 306. Well, I can try the quality level at 30. I think that'd be a little better. So let's try that. Let's redo it at quality 30. I know. Let's redo it at 30. We've got to find the right optimal level for quality. So let's try doing it -2 for a name. Give it a -2 name and start. It's going to take longer this time. because it's higher quality. Oh, what's happening? Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm learning. I've got to learn. Okay, it's time to go back. And while this renders, it's going to take probably about a similar amount of time again. Something like, well, no, it's going to take a little longer because we're rendering at higher quality, so it should take longer. To do that, it has to take longer, unless, it just has to. Unless there's factors we don't know about, something that could slow it down, I suppose. Yeah, it's possible. There is something that could slow it down, but it doesn't seem all that likely, does it? So, okay, let's rotate this. Hook up the power again. That's not bad. That was almost right. It was a good guess. Right, that's good. Oops, yeah, I bumped it. Yeah. No, it's about right. It's about the same. You want to just, okay, loosen it. Yeah. So if I come in here now, how does it see? Can I get in here? I'm seen if I'm in here. Yep, you can see me. Okay. Still running. We're at like 39 minutes on this clip, but let's figure this out. What's happening here? We're at 48% on the render. Does the render tell us anything? Yeah, it's at 3.84, so that's good. If that's the one, timeline 1, yes, that seems like that's it. Timeline 1, and it's rendering, and it looks like it's 3.84, and it's halfway done, so it's going to be 7.6 or something. That's what it should be. So it's exactly right. So we're right in the ballpark. That's what it should have been. The first, I don't know what went wrong. I have no idea. But once we render this, we've got part 3. Do we? Wait a minute. Let me look at part 3. Yeah, let's look at part 3. No, that's part 2, sorry. That's part 1. Oh, we've got part 1 and part 2, and that's all we have. That's right. So now we'll have, but the part 1 that we have is the bloated file that's too big. Now, if we get this new one, we'll delete that old one. Then we'll create the render for part 3 and 4 and 5 and so on. Hopefully it'll go smoother as we get used to doing it. Something is radically wrong. But it's really, I know that DaVinci is a phenomenal program and it works unbelievably well considering how complex these video files are, and how much it has to do. You can do all kinds of complex edits. You can then render it, and it's amazing the quality of the way the program works. It's free too, so I'm not at all thinking it's the fault of the program, although it does crash sometimes. There's no doubt. It does crash in Mac OS, in High Sierra, on my system, on both my systems. I've had crashing, but it's manageable. It keeps good backups, things. You don't lose anything. You can still get by with the occasional crash as long as it's pretty rare, and it is pretty rare. It's disheartening, discouraging, or disturbing. It's disturbing when you're trying to show somebody and it happens to crash, and something, but maybe I caused that to crash, but the program wouldn't respond, so I don't think I caused it to crash. It doesn't make any sense, right? It crashed. It just didn't crash in a way that was spectacular. It didn't disappear, it froze, so that's a different kind of crash, but it crashed. So, okay, so let's let that render. It's doing well. So I'm happy now with the progress that we're making. I'm extremely happy, but it's unfortunately there could be people out there dying because they don't know this information, and that's very unfortunate. And I deeply regret the problems that we've had here because of that only. I mean, there's no other reason that can be as important as that. People's lives is the most important thing. But now, of course, we know we have the resurrection hope, so it's not. It doesn't, mean the end of the person's eternal hope at all. If we don't get there in time, but it would be good if we could get there in time. Okay, I'd like to get that, part one done, because then I can upload part one, but that's, on the other hand, maybe I shouldn't upload that one first, because if I do, it introduces the whole thing, and then maybe something might happen, we can't get the rest of it done. I don't know whether that's the right approach, or should I wait until I've got all of it done? No, I can't do that either, so, because the uploads might fail. So I have to just upload part one. Forget about whether I can do part two and three. Got to upload part one and just wing it. Play it by ear, Fly by the seat of your pants, as the saying goes. 64% rendered. I mean, it's, in a way, it's so fast, really. It's rendering at a speed that's 3 times faster than the normal playing speed, so it is fast. Okay. This is interesting. Some intrepid Chinese modifiers, in other words, have modified the new M1 Mac Mini, the Mac Mini, the new one, by desoldering the existing hardware and replacing it with higher capacity components. It's pretty interesting. I think that's really interesting. Time, 70% now. I wanted to do this last night, even when it was 5 in the morning. I wanted to just keep working because I realized how urgent it was, but I'd done a lot yesterday as it was. Updating my webpage with the latest convention, the 2021 convention. And so that was a lot more work than it first appeared to be, and I ended up being up until 5 in the morning, after 5 actually, well after 5 in the morning. That's when I went to bed, and I had a meal about 4 o'clock, or after 4 o'clock. I think it must have been after 4 o'clock, I had my meal. I finally broke my. I refed again after having a small meal earlier in the day. So today I only had one meal, but I had a big meal. So I don't really need to eat now. I'm not going to need to eat till again tomorrow. So well, today I had 1,200 calories. That's a lot. I mean, yesterday I was trying to get by on 300 and some calories, less than 400 calories, after having less than 600 calories the day before, or less than 500 even. So you can't do that, and your body will put on weight. It'll slow down the metabolism because it thinks you're starving. So I guess the way to get around that is you exercise. That's what you have to do. You have to eat very, very light amounts and exercise to prevent your body from, lowering the metabolism. But you might think that's a bit dangerous, though. It's not, because your body will convert fat, start to burn fat. It's not dangerous, but you don't feel like exercising particularly, You have to just go out and start exercising before your body has figured out how little you've eaten, That's important, I think. That's important. Yeah, there's got to be a way there to do it. There is. But I've been recovering from my 3 days of intensive bike riding, and now I'm just about ready to go at it again, I think, probably. No, it's not now because it's dark outside, but I could ride in the dark. If I had a light, I think I could ride in the dark, but I'm not even thinking of, a little while ago, a few months ago, or last year sometime, I wasn't even willing to, I was afraid to ride in the daylight, because I hadn't ridden my bike for so long. It was a challenge enough just to ride in the broad daylight, but now, so to think of riding at night seems like an unbelievable risk. It seems like an unbearable amount of risk or untenable amount, But I don't know, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a reasonable amount of risk. What's this? Audio tape? Audio tape! Tiny piece of audio tape that was cut off a 1/4 inch reel of tape. Doing an edit, something happened. That piece fell off. Did I re-edit something? I don't know what happened, where that came from. Okay, let's see how we're doing. 81%, it's coming along. How big is it? It still says 3.84. So it hasn't updated that. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure if it's supposed to update the size of the file or not until it's finished. Or maybe it only updates every so often. I don't know. Let's see. I think it's time for me to start reading technology again, articles on technology, and see. And I need to get an overview of what technology is doing before I buy a new system. That makes sense. I can't just go buy a new system without actually reviewing what the trends are and seeing where the market's heading. Because that's just logical, it's just straightforward. So let's go back. We're at 90%. We're nearly done the code here. Secure enclave is on the other side of the memory controller. It really doesn't have anything to do with DRAM capacity. I like that article. It's very interesting. So, do I need this extra memory? That's what I'm trying to find out. Do I need it? %. We're close. Yep, we're close. I'm going to need to take a break right now, and I'll be back. Sure, I'm going to stop this. We're at 98%. I'm just about to, I'm sure it's going to go, I believe it, I'm possibly going to go to 99 pretty soon. Any second, actually. Let's take a look here. It's 99. So we're going to look at this again. Does it change? No. This is the timeline movie that is producing. It's down to a few seconds. 4, 3, 2. It's like 2 seconds. 1. Done. 7.93 gigabytes is the right size. Excellent. So let's go get the name. Copy it. We can't do that. Okay. Not yet. Trash. Good. Part 1. So we're done. Part 1 is done. So we got to go back out, and I think we should eject this drive, bring it out, and copy part 1 out there, out to there, so we can start rendering it out there. I mean, processing, compressing it. I want to be absolutely sure that I ejected this. Yeah, it was ejected. Good. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to know. So let's number 2. If I power down my number 1 drive, my whole system goes down. So I don't want to do that. It's running on number 1 drive, so I have to make sure I power down the right drive every time. It's not easy to get it right. I mean, it's very easy to get it confused. It's easy enough to do it correctly, but it's very easy to do it wrong. So simple to just do it wrong. If you do it wrong, your whole system comes right down. You just turn off your operating system. Of course, all you'd have to do is reboot, but why would you want to have to do that? Nobody would want to have to do that. There we go. So now I'm going to power up number 1. There it is. That's how simple it is to transfer the drive from point A to point B, but I want to get an SSD to do that because to me that just seems like it's a little bit bulky to do that with a regular hard drive. Can we do this now? Let's see. Looks pretty good, Yes, it's perfect. That's perfect. Just about. Let's see. Lock it. Tighten it. What do we do? Come up or down? Up. A little higher, just so we can see more of the person, of my head. Yeah. Otherwise you can't get the top of my head. Okay, so we're done? No, we're not done. Okay, but we've got this new drive out here now. We can now copy, do the movie transfer thing. We got the part 1. There it is. 7.93. Copy that over here, and we got to back these things up too. We haven't backed it up yet. There we go. Oh yeah, right. Paste it here. You know what? We've got this part 2 we're doing. It's -2 that we're doing right now. Because the first one was a little bit too low quality, I thought. I want a bit bigger of a file, and maybe we'll do it again still. And we want to tweak it just right. We want to tweak it just right. He's not my brother anymore. He's not my brother anymore. Very good. That's copied over. So that was awfully nice to do that. Now we don't need that drive anymore. There's nothing more to copy, so we can just eject it again. And eject all, because there's multiple drives, volumes on that drive. They're all small volumes, but they all need to be ejected so I can then pull that drive out. Now this could still run, and it says another 17 minutes. When did it start? Let's find out if we can see when it started. It probably tells us. 9:42. It's possible. That'd be 23 minutes ago. Oh, no, yeah, 23 minutes. That's exactly 23 minutes ago. Plus 16 minutes remaining. It takes about 39 or 40 minutes, which is longer than before, right? Last time we said it took, I think we said it took 37 minutes. It was going to take, wait a minute. No, I don't think we know how long it took last time. Actually, I don't think I tried to determine that. But to me, it seems slower this time. So let's go take that drive back out and start rendering number 3. We've got to get the camera. Let's start rendering number 3. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Be a great idea. We've already ejected the drives. We just have to figure out which one we're trying to power down. It's number 1. Here we go. When I pull these drives out, I want to make sure to pull them straight out. You know, I don't want to bend the pins on the drive or anything. And I think you could do that if, and over the course of time, where you're constantly, you know, pushing drives in and out of their dock, you know, of the dock, I think you could have a problem. Let me just. It looks good in terms of height. Yeah. What's that? Not quite right. It's not quite perfect. Let's see. We don't want too much on the edge, but I want to have a little bit on the edge. I don't want it to look. Come on, loosen it. Let's see. I don't want it to look like it's completely, you know, cut off too suddenly on the side. Okay, so here we go. We're plugging in. It's drive number 2. Always goes in the back of the slot. Then we power the drive. Now, that was good. So, takes a while to power up. We've got to render number 3 now, so let's get DaVinci. It was a good transfer there. We got 2 movies rendered. We're doing fantastic. We're ready to render the next one. So we've got this is part 1. right? That's the one we just rendered. Let's just close DaVinci again. Close DaVinci, it's how we do it. We close it, and we don't save it because we've already saved that, right? Now we just start it again, start DaVinci. I don't know why they can't close a file. You have to shut DaVinci down and then restart it, but it's probably because it crashes sometimes. That's what I'm thinking. It's a very complex program, so the fact that it crashes is not a big issue because the program is so powerful, it does so many things that it is very, you almost expect it to crash. Because but it doesn't crash very often, apparently, either. So 1 hour, 46 minutes, let's go to the edit timeline. That's exactly right. Okay, so let's go to deliver. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go add to render queue. Better select the queue again. We select our selected data location, which we always do, same one every time. And there it is, it appears, and we start render. Yeah. It's calling it timeline 1 again. So it's rendering it, and now we just take a look here. Now we could go off and do something else, but once we got to be confident, once we got to be confident in this process running smoothly by itself, we could go and do other things while we're doing this. I don't do this often enough, so I like to sit around and watch it, see what's happening, and know what's going on. So for now, a little bit of time will be spent on that. It's rendering okay right now. This is part 3. It's interesting stuff. We haven't finished rendering part 2 out there. So once we render part 2, then we can start to render part 1. So we can't upload part 1 yet. So, but we have to find out we have to get the quality set right first on part 2, and then we'll know. So this is how we do it. So I do it with videos, but sometimes it's faster because the first time you try the quality, it's perfect. You say that's what I want, or you're not fussy about it. You just want to upload something fast, so you just do it. But right now, I'm wanting to get this right. So yeah, it's like 5% done already. So we can't sit out here all the time. I'm wondering if am I going to eat again tonight? If I am, I could eat now. I might eat. It's all right to eat, whenever you want. The problem is, you're going to have to fast again because you're going to clog up your system if you do that. But I'm working very hard. So when I'm working hard, without physical work, but I'm working hard, I'm burning a lot of calories, and those calories, somewhere I'm burning calories. My system is going to need food. And if I don't eat, it's going to think I'm starving, and it's going to slow down my metabolism, which is not good. So that's why we want to eat. It's logical to eat. I've got watermelon. Oh my goodness, is that ever good? Those blueberries were absolutely out of this world. I mean, they were. %10 done already. It's really quite fast. I really think DaVinci is a fantastic program. I know I'm only using a small fraction of what it can do, but the amount of work that it takes to do, you know, to do a color render, to do the color whatever it's called, forget what they call it, color something. When they adjust all the colors in a movie, the amount of time that takes, along with all the other edits and things that they typically do, adding captions and subtitles or whatever, effects like edits where transitions between scenes, and the dialogue that's shown on the screen in the form of text, anything that's shown, whether it's just the date and time or whatever, or the introduction of a new location by the text message on the screen that says, the name of a country and a city, so that you know where the scene is being indicated. But all of these things in a movie, all of those things take time. Now, I can do all those things, and they're just not needed a lot of the time. Now, maybe if I want to make a movie obviously, if I want to make a movie, well, actually, it's not going to help the deaf people because they can't read, most of them. Some of them can probably, but not people who are born deaf. They generally can't read, so it's not going to help me to put subtitles in my movies. Unless, I don't know, what would be the point? YouTube's got that anyway, got captions. So there's no need to do that now. I don't need to do anything. I just can say who I am, what the date, time is, or what, and that's, I can do that verbally. I can do a lot of that, and that's all I need for these movies. I don't need to make a movie unless I'm trying to recreate something maybe, or I don't need to do any edits. It seems silly to say that. Just turn the camera off when you want an edit, Turn it on when you want to start the clip. Okay, so we got now 20% done. Exactly 20. That's doing nicely. But I don't see any point in running this all the time. Let's go out and check the other room. Maybe we've got something there. It's good to have two computers running. See, I don't see a point any point. What would be the point of having it done? No, it's not done. Thought it was done. Still got 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't see we might as well wait out here for the 5 minutes rather than waiting for however long it's going to be out there, which is a lot longer. Yeah, there we are. I think that's where I normally have something like that. Maybe I normally have it even set higher than that. You can actually see one of my screens there. We don't normally have it set like that, but you can see one of the monitors. It's not going to be good for exposure. I don't know. We'll see. Let's twist it back a little bit here. That's more like what I normally set it at, something like that. So anyway, 5 minutes. What are we doing? Oh yeah, this is number 2, isn't it? Part 2-2. Yeah. So I can just test the quality of this one. It's set for 30 now. Let me just write this down so I'll know that I've got an RF30. This is how I do movies right now. Okay. This is how I do movies. What am I at? 4 minutes remaining, so we're doing okay. I want to find out. Just think I could buy a new computer and a Thunderbolt 4 dock. And with that I could hook up. Where would I use it, you know? Don't I want to plan to do that? I've got a lot of money invested in this arrangement out here. Works well. And any other computer I buy won't support the three monitors. It won't support all the monitors. Doesn't support it. So I can't just go to an M1, not until they support multiple monitors. I just can't do it. It's okay though. I guess I should be trying to save my money. Why am I trying to upgrade and spend my money? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why am I tempted, you know, to spend money? All the time tempted to spend money. Money that I'm saving at very great expense. Very great, with great difficulty I'm saving this money. You know? Or so it seems. We're getting there. It's close. We're getting close. Got 1 month going on now. I've been doing this dehydration of this last batch. The final batch, maybe of 1-inch tapes. It's about 1 month in. We might not need a full 3 months, but I'll probably give it that much anyway. So we're back. We're down to. What are we down to? A minute? No, we're 2.5 minutes. 2.5. Still got a long time. Seems like a long time. 2.5 minutes right now. Goodbye again. Yes. Goodbye again. That's good. Goodbye again. Goodbye again. He's not my brother anymore. Okay. We're nearly done. It's got to be close. 1.5 minutes, roughly. We're down to a minute and something. Let's let this thing run down here. Let's get it. Let's let it finish. And if it's not good enough quality, we'll go to the next one down. You know, 29. I think we should be running it at higher quality than that even. Or higher, I don't know. But I mean, I think if we look up what's it called? CF? RF. RF for handbrake for 720p. It's going to tell me what should it be. It gives me 19 to 23 for 720p. I'm running at 2930 or 3130, which is way above. So to get the quality, they recommend 19 to 23 as the setting. I'm nowhere near that. If I do that, I'm going to have a gigabyte or something for the file. But maybe I should be in the range of 27. That's what I'm thinking now. That'll be the next one I try. It depends how big this file is. The file that I want is probably about 600 or 700 megabytes. We're down to the end here. 20 seconds. done. It's over here. Okay, good. Tells me it's done. Let's take a look. It's only 300 megabytes, so that didn't change much at all. I don't think. We'll take a look at it. See how it is. Is it any good? Okay, it's now 13:05. That's how many to work in a place like that. I don't know. It's not very good quality, so we're going to try and do it again. We're going to give it a new name, -3. We're going to try setting the quality to something like 27. See how that works. Start. I guess it doesn't take much longer. It's saying 50 minutes. But anyway, I want to get the quality right first before I start deciding on it. Should I eat something? That's the question. If so, what should I eat? I've got bacon and tomato. Make bacon and tomato, but I'd have to make some mayonnaise the way I make it. I've got, what else have I got? I've got salad. I can make a salad. That's what I want to do. But when am I going to start my fast? That's the question, you know? Well, when my food's gone, obviously. Okay. So let's make a salad. That's going to be great. I'm going to make a salad. I'm not even plugged in here. I need to plug in. I need to make a salad. So maybe I'll show you how I make a salad, or maybe not. What am I going to do? Maybe I'll just sign off. I don't remember how to make a salad either. I've got bacon I can put in the salad too. I could cut it up if I want. That'd be fantastic. But I've got pumpkin seeds. I'm going to put them in, and probably sunflower seeds. I might have that, and I can put them in the salad. I've got the nut butter. That's what I use. The apple cider vinegar. I use salt. I don't use any sugar, but I use the salad leaves, the romaine, and then I've got croutons. I think so. I put all that in, and cheese. Don't I use cheese? If I happen to have cheese. I could use cheese. So that could be quite a good salad. So that sounds like I could do that right now. I mean, it sounds like I have time. Got a long time here. I'm gonna go check the other room and see how long it is. How long? It's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time. Okay, so I might as well bring the camera out and show you how I make a salad. I guess I don't know. Be nice to show how I do it. I mean, I'm not saying that I do it well. That's not the point. I don't think that's the point behind any of this. It's just to show how I do things, and then you can decide whether you want to do it that way or not. So let me put this pot back where it was over here. Then it won't be in the way of the camera either. That's good. And this pot or this pan can move his handle out of the way. Just a little bit better view that way, isn't it? So get this. Yeah. Well, look at this. This fell. Got these things. Well, I guess I don't know. I guess I'm going to stop eating potato chips for the next little while. Stop eating potato chips and start eating some other stuff. It's a little bit healthier, maybe. Anyway, that looks like. Let's clean that bowl. bowl of the dry stuff, dry fragments that are in it. It looks good to me. Looks plenty clean, so we're ready. Here we go. Here's our salad. We got cheese, but that's not, that just cheese fell out on the floor, but it wasn't, it's not even open yet, so it's fine. So let's get this here out of the way. Let's get the salad here. Well, look, it's going bad. It's going bad on me already. It was brand new fresh when I bought it. Really good fresh salad. But I did keep it for quite a while. You can throw out these 2 leaves. Then we're in this one. But I mean, some of this leaf is good, no doubt. Some up here is going bad. That's why I have a compost container right here. So let's keep that lid off. Let's get a nice fresh leaf. That's a pretty good one. That's good. So I'll break the leaves up the way I want them, roughly, in the size that I want, just like that. Take the top off because it's got a bit of dry rot on it. Something like that. This is really fresh and looks like great lettuce. I'm seriously thinking this is good stuff. Now even the top of this is good, so I can take the top, but I gotta throw away the rotten part in the middle. But I can keep the rest of this. Nothing wrong with that. It's got a bit of dirt, so I'll wipe it with my finger. Get that sand or whatever that is off of it. Let's get this good part off of here. Let's keep that. Good dark. It's good dark leafy greens. You don't want to throw it out. But this is going bad on me. Can't keep it, so I'm going to just break it up, throw it in the garbage. Let's just throw that out. It's no good. These are no good. Let's throw them out. Okay, we're ready now to get down to the good stuff here. The good stuff is coming, so let's get this out of here. This is good. I'm going to make a pretty big salad. It's going to be good, I think. Just, it takes, I'm not sure how many leaves, but it could take 6 or 7 or something leaves, or maybe more, maybe less. And there's another rotten one, but the bottom of it's good. Like right down here, this is good stuff. Let's keep that. Keep the good parts, Throw out the bad parts. That's bad. Okay. We're almost getting down to nothing but good stuff here. That's good. I do regret. I regret the fact, well, I don't regret having fasted, but it's because I fasted that I didn't eat the salad. And that's why it went bad. So I definitely don't regret fasting. That was a fantastic experience. Best thing I ever did for my health was fast. Okay, look at this. We're getting here. This is the last one. I don't want any more. Perfect. I just keep breaking it up like that, and there we're done. We've got enough lettuce, just the right amount. Now, this is going to go bad again because it was it'll rot again, but it won't rot that quickly. It won't rot, by tomorrow or anything, or the next day. So, but it will rot, so we have to keep that in mind. Oh yeah, another thing I put in salads is walnuts. I put a few walnuts. So now that I remember, I might as well put them in right now. Because these containers don't open. You can't open them. The only way to open these, I guess that's to prevent accidental opening. I don't know. It's to prevent, you have to pry them up with something. That's the only way I know. I'm sure there is a way. I don't know what it is. Okay, so if you put just a few, about 10 or 15 walnut pieces in there, just small ones, not too many. Put those away. I'm gonna make my own salad dressing, so, but I need to find out what. Yeah, okay, so I have my seeds. Question is, have I got any sunflower seeds here? That's one question. I have. No, I don't think so. Have I got? Yes, pumpkin seeds right here. Now, I don't know where the sunflower seeds are. If I don't Guess I don't have those, but that's okay. I don't need to have everything to make this to be really good. Really good. Okay. So a couple of small little fingerfuls. Not too many. I dropped one. Where'd it go? I think it just went down beside the stove. I can't get it. Is that right? I lost one. So this can go back up. I'm ready now to get to the. Well, let's go to the nut butter. Nut butter. Nut butter here. I like to do that with a fork and a small spoon. So the thing is, I use this fork and spoon to toss the salad too. It's a teaspoon and a fork, and the fork is what I use to mix or break it. But I get about that much, about, less. You can be less than a teaspoon or it could be more, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Any amount of nut butter that you want, that's what you put in. I chop it up. I cut it with the fork. Just cutting it. Dropping the little pieces somewhere in the salad so I can mix it up. Separate little pieces so they're not all together, and then we can have some flavor in the salad. It's going to be really good. The other thing we want is salt. So that's the next thing. I'll put a little salt in here. Just a little enough, just enough. So it's not going to taste like it's missing salt. Like it doesn't taste like it's lacking salt. Don't want that. Put away the nut butter. And I said I want croutons too, right? I'm going to forget something because this is a very involved process. Now, a salad doesn't have to have everything. I've got olive oil. Got this vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Pour a little bit in there, just like it. You have to guess how much you need. Just for the flavor, you don't want too much. And then the olive oil, which is not supposedly this is not a healthy fat, or is it? Well, it's not a vegetable seed oil. It's from the pulp, so it's not unhealthy. But it's not as good as what they said. That's what Dr. Jamnadas says. Olive oil is not as good as what people claimed. It's not the good source of the health. The people in the Mediterranean area, their good health is not because of olive oil. That's what he says. It's not because of olive oil. It's something else. And I forget if he says what it is or not. Have I got everything in there? No, definitely not. I need. There's an awful lot of things in there. There's a lot of good things in there now. What do I want? I want croutons. I want cheese. Maybe I want cheese. Okay, so let's get some cheese. Got some cheese. I hope this cheese is still good. Yes, I wrap cheese now. I wrap it up in paper towel. Helps to keep it dry. You see? There it is. It's not. It does look like mold though. Not good. Not good. I can cut the mold off it though. So let's get a piece of cheese here. It's a cheddar. I should have put. I'm gonna take this mold off. I should have put some vinegar on the paper towel, but it's not bad. It's amazing. I'll wrap it on the other side of the paper towel so there won't be. Which side was it? Hang on. Yeah, I'll wrap it on the outside of the paper towel. Try and give it a fresh surface. It's not worth trying to get another paper towel. I'll just try to eat the cheese up. That's all. Because I was fasting, and that caused the cheese to go bad. It's another thing that happened. All because I was fasting, though, right? So So here, this is the, here's a bit of mold on this side. Just a slight layer of, the cheese is not bad. This cheese is good. I think mold is a good thing on cheese. Mold is supposed to be on cheese. If it didn't have mold, you'd know it wasn't very good cheese. If the mold doesn't even like it. Alright, so I've got this cheese. I'm going to cut it into little bits. And I'm going to try to throw out the, maybe I don't even need all of these pieces. I can eat the cheese myself, you know. Just, I don't need to put all that. Put that in the salad. Get some croutons. Let's get this stuff picked up. Goodbye again. Yes. Have a great day. Great week. Great week. Great day, month. Have a great day, week, month, year. Have a great life. There we go. Croutons. They're called lightly seasoned croutons. What else might we be forgetting? Do I need more olive oil? I'm tossing it now. I'm tossing the celery with a spoon and fork to help me. Just lift it up and spin it around. Lift it up and spin it around. Being careful not to miss the bowl. Vinegar is about right. I can smell it. Very nice. Well, the romaine lettuce is a little bit bitter. It's not very sweet. But I'm sure it will be quite good. I think I should get some more olive oil. I thought I had enough, but there's really not much there. Just drizzle a little bit more on top, and that's it. Then go back. Okay. Yeah, we're doing this. It's going. We're doing quite well here. I must have adjusted this to a different height, didn't I? Huh? Yeah. Better? Okay. I'm going to eat my salad now, I think. It's going to be good. Mm. That vinegar seems so strong. I don't think I put that much in. Maybe it's because I'm not used to it. I need a break. Break time here.